How are you all? Yes, in previous period, what we learned about the carnivorous animals and about the omnivorous animals. In today's period, we summarize the chapter what do animals eat. Means before that we learn about the herbivorous animals, and yesterday's period we learn about the carnivorous and omnivorous. So in this period we summarize whole the chapter which were what do animals eat. Now see students, we also need the food. Similarly, all animals also need the food for the survival, for getting the energy. So they are eating different types of food according to their food eating habit. What type of food they eat, according to that the animals are classified into three groups. Which one? Herbivores. Which animals? Herbivores. Second one is carnivores. Third one is omnivores. Now, which animals you call the herbivores? Herbivores are the plant eater animals. They eat the parts of the plant like root, stem, fruits, then flowers, some tenders. These herbivores, they eat the plants and their parts. These animals are known as the herbivores. Now see, in the herbivorous animals, those are the big one. Bigger herbivores like cow, goat, buffalo, then giraffe. Those are eating the plants are big in size. They are having the flat front teeth. Their teeth are flat. Front teeth are flat. For what purpose? They chew the cud or they tear the cud or they tear the plants or they cut the plants. Now see students, these cow, then goat, buffalo, giraffe, these animals, what they do while eating? They first chew the food rapidly or chew their food not finely and they swallow it. What they do? First they cut the food and swallow it. After some time or whenever they get free, so that time they again return back that food into their mouth. What they do? They return back that food into their mouth and they chew it very finely. Which animals? Cow, goat, buffalo. These animals, they swallow their food and after some time again return back into their mouth and chew it very finely. And this process is known as chewing the cud. This process is known as the chewing the cud. Which animals did this? Cow, goat, buffalo. Those are the big one herbivores. Now, some herbivores are small in size like rabbit, squirrel. So, their front teeth are very sharp. So, what they did? They cut the food very repeatedly. Very finely they cut the food. If you observe the rabbit, if you observe the squirrel, so they cut the food repeatedly to swallow it. And this process is known as the gnawing. And this process is known as the gnawing. Now some insects and some birds, they are also feed on the plants. If you found the parrot almost like the fruits. So some birds are also the herbivores. Now another one is the carnivores. Carnivores means they eat the flesh of other animals. They kill the other animals and eat their flesh. So these animals are the carnivores. It might be the bigger one animals. It might be some insects also, small animals also. So those are eating flesh of other animals or kill the other animals and eat them. These animals are known as the carnivores. In lion, tiger, their front teeth are broad. They are having the very keen eyesight or very good eyesight. Then their limbs are strong and with limbs, their limbs are strong with sharp claws. For what purpose? To hold the prey and to tear the prey. It helps their claws. Then some animals like snake, all snakes are the carnivorous. All snakes are the carnivorous. They didn't chew the flesh or they didn't cut the flesh. They just swallow. Some toads or small animals like frog or some snakes eat the bigger animals also. But they swallow whole the animals. They didn't cut the animals. They didn't cut the flesh of that animals. Which one? Snakes. Then some fish like shark. Shark is also the carnivorous. It depends on the other fish, small fish or some eggs of the other white water animals. So that shark is depends on the other fish or the other eggs of the other animals. That shark fish is also the carnivorous. Then some small animals like frog. So students, in frog is also the carnivorous. So how frog catch the food or catch the prey? Now see students, if you observe your mouth, your tongue joint at the back side and your front side tongue is open, but in the frog their back tongue is open and their front tongue is attached. So what happens when they spot the prey or spot the insects? They just throw out their tongue out from their mouth, catch the prey and again roll it back and back into their mouth. This is about the frog. Now some insects like ladybird beetle. See students, you know earthworm is known as the friend of the farmer. Similarly, this ladybird beetle is also known as the friend of the farmer. Why? Because this ladybird beetle, it eats the small insects. That insects present on the crop and that insects damage to that plants. So those insects damage to that plants or crops that eaten by this ladybird beetle. So this ladybird beetle is also known as the carnivorous animal and it is known as the friend of the farmer. Now third one type is omnivorous. Omnivorous animals, they eat both. They eat the plants also. They eat the other small animals also. See students, if you observe sparrow is present all over. Then peacock, peahen, then hen, cock. These animals, they feed on the parts of the plant like tenders or some nuts, and similarly they eat small insects also or small toads also. This peacock or hen, they eat the caterpillar or any small animals like peacock eats the snake also. Similarly, it eats the plants also. So those animals eat plants and the other animals, small animals, these are known as the omnivorous animals. Now see students, apart from these herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous, some animals, they are having their specific habit. Which one? If you observe the dog or the cat, if you given them some liquid like water or milk, so how they eat? They just take out their tongue out from their mouth and they lap that liquid, lap that water or the milk. Which animals? That is cat or dog, they lap the food. They lap up the food. Now other insects, some insects if you observe butterflies, then honeybees, they sit on the flowers, they collect the nectar from that flowers. So how they collect? They are having a small thin tube. They are having the small thin tube which is attached to their mouth, and with the help of this thin tube they suck the nectar. Similarly in the mosquito also. Mosquito also having the small thin tube, and with the help of this tube they suck the blood. They suck their food from other animals with the help of this thin tube. This is known as the proboscis. This is all about the what do animals eat. Which one? Which three types are there? Herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous. Herbivorous are the plant eater animals and carnivorous are the flesh eater animals. Omnivorous are they eat both plants as well as the other animals. Now these herbivorous, those are bigger in size. They chew the cud, they swallow the food first, and after some time they again return back into their mouth and chew it very finely. This is known as the chewing the cud. Then small herbivorous like rabbit, squirrels, they cut the food very repeatedly, and this process is known as the gnawing the food or gnawing the food. Then these carnivorous, they are having the strong eyesight, they are having the good eyesight. Their limbs are strong with sharp claws. Their teeth are very strong. Then frog is having their back tongue open and front tongue close or front tongue attached to their mouth. With the help of this they catch the prey. This ladybird is known as the friend of the farmer. Then some omnivorous animals like hen, peacock, they eat the parts of the plants as well as the small insects also, small animals also, and other eating habits of dog, cat. They take out their tongue and they lap up the food, and insects such as